back to Dynamic Character Productions. We are here at the Trinity Falls reunion. We have the majority of our cast, and we're ready to talk about this season.
Yeah, what a crazy season it was. A star-studded cast from top to bottom, not just talking about the challenge, or whatever you guys say in your DMs in our group chat. We'll leave it there. Talking to you, Lex and Ben. But I do want to start right off the bat with our winner. So Vee, you now, not only did you win, but you finally got to see your game all the way back. You got to see everyone else's game. Is there anything like watching it back that you were sort of like surprised by among your like the other players or even yourself, like watching how you got to your win?
Well, one thing that I noticed off the bat was I thought different people voted for me than who actually voted for me. That was something post-season that was very interesting to me, that I was like, oh, I thought I predicted who the 4 people who voted for me were, and I think 2 or 3 of them were incorrect. So that was like something I noticed like straight off the bat, that I was like, whoa, bad read on that. I really enjoyed, and something I've been reflecting on lately that I'll probably talk about in my exit interview more, is the journey each of the finalists had, like narratively speaking. That's been something I've been reflecting a lot about on, is like sort of the narrative journeys both myself, Sarah, and Jon went on, and how intriguing that's been. And then I think for me specifically, I think Lydia actually said this, so I'm stealing this, but sort of the way I'm set up from a narrative perspective is almost an audience surrogate in a way. Like I provide a lot of like interesting narrative touchstones, and I think I've never quite seen this. To me, as a compliment to the DCP prod team, that I haven't seen a lot of winners edits that are positioned like that. So I think that was like a really interesting element that I saw in my game, or at least the way my game was displayed to the audience.
Yeah. And Sarah, I want to go to you next. After watching yourself back, do you see that you played the game, or do you still feel that in your final confessionals, I'm the GOAT of the season? Do you feel like you actually played a worthy game?
I think I still am the GOAT, but I think I played better than I thought.
The capital GOAT, or
I'm going to say a capital G and a capital O and lowercase at, because I still feel like there's a lot of things I could have done better. But watching it back, I'm definitely happier with what I did than I was like in that moment while playing. I think I was just really tired, and that really affected how I was feeling in general.
Yeah.
But yeah, watching it back, I feel a lot better than I did like the next day after I played. And I've heard a lot of critiques that I should have said more things in the final, like my final address, whatever, to the final council, to the jury at the final tribal. And I do agree that I could have like owned things more and been more confident like in those moments. So in that thing, yeah, I'm more confident about it. I would say I did a good job.
As you should, and as one thing, there's no such thing as a GOAT if you got to vote at the end. So I just want to clarify there. But let's go to our final person of our final 3, Jon. Jon, you did play an incredible game. While you may have not gotten to win, like, is there anything that you take? Like, let's focus on the positives of it. While you may have not gotten the votes to win at the end, is there anything you look back on it, especially it being a last-second addition to the season? Are there positives that you're going to take from this game to move into future games?
Oh, of course. It was, I believe, my first experience playing like not as blatantly loud. Like I towards the end handled my threat level management. So that was exciting. Like to underplay myself in that. To see, like, because I started being called out quite much earlier than I wanted to be.
Awesome.
Yeah, so Lex, I would love to talk to you.
I would love to talk to you too. How's it going?
Why do you think vibes became the theme of the season, especially because all 3 tribes were talking about it round 1 when you didn't even know that each other were talking about the vibes? You hadn't been to tribal council where vibes was being said. Why do you think it was all about vibes for Trinity Falls?
I think because our cast is just, it's who we are as people, like I think our cast as a whole is somebody who just, we really, in the mini especially too, you have to like click on something. You have to find something to bond over. You have to find that morale. And I think that this cast in particular, we really find those vibes. I hate describing the question with the word vibe, but like I just feel like, honestly, like this whole cast is a vibe. And so we're trying to figure out each other's vibes, and we just click really well. So overall, that's kind of what this was displayed. I mean, that's just who we are. Does that answer the question? Maybe someone else can answer it better. But I feel like our entire cast, like we literally, like when you're thrown into this, small tribe of 5 people and really trying to figure each person out, all you have is, instant connections and vibes. So that's kind of the storyline that we adapted.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this season also had a really good mix of experience levels. We had completely new players. We had people that have only played in one game, only played long games, only played minis, or like very seasoned vets. And I do want to go to one of our new players because it's a credit to their game of how flawless they were playing at that time, and that's low. In the event that you don't have to go at Final 7, we're not going to talk about the dog and everything. The dog's good. Just want everyone to know the dog's good. But what do you think it was about you and how you were playing the game that got everyone feeling decent enough with you that your name, even if it was brought up by Sarah a couple times, would never gain any traction?
I could not. I literally have no idea, because I was playing such an anxious game because I thought my name was out there because I never heard my name being said. So, I don't know if that made me hold back more than I fully anticipated doing. And that's why I talk a lot about it in my confessionals of, I need to remove myself from the spotlight type of thing. But I think also just like in the way of talking, like I think just in my real life and my role that I do for work, I have to hear a lot of different sides of stories and kind of find the truth or which direction to go to and navigate it without negating what people say or feeling like they're not being heard. And so I think that's just a natural character trait for me. And so that part of it was easy, but then, the where do you go from there part is what got confusing in this game, because you never know the full story.
Yeah. So Luke, you are one of our seasoned vets. And one thing that I think is more unique with DCP is we make episodes. So what was the difference of watching yourself back in like an episode format versus whatever other orgs that you have done in the past?
What a great question, McKenna.
Thanks.
I'm using that as a stall tactic right now. I would say for me, I didn't play as badly as I thought I did. So like when I watched it back, I was so dreading the episodes, and I was going, okay, what are they going to get me saying that I'm going to regret? And at least from the edit standpoint, I own up to everything that was said. And so I felt okay. I was like, alrighty, I didn't say the wrong thing. I said what I wanted to say there. I came off the way I wanted to, which was good. Obviously, yeah, I'm a talker, obviously, but it was fun. I enjoyed it. It was great. Fun fact right now, I have taken out my left eye for some reason this morning, so all of you look blurry. So this is kind of a fun game for all of us right now. All right. Cheers.
Well, I hope your left eye gets better soon.
So I do too. And I may or not be sitting here against my better wishes, but hey, it's a reunion once in a lifetime.
Well, we have to move. The season as well had some very fun rivalries, and of course, we have to go to the two that are always attached to the hip, whether as enemies or now as friends, Ben and Austin. So I do want you guys, like, now looking back at it, like, what were your highlights of your rivalry, and how do you think it helped build the friendship you have today?
So I'll go first here, I guess. So I kind of fired the first shot at Austin because I saw Jon first and made a deal with him. And so I was like, Austin just kind of was the last one. And then I was like, crap, need to keep firing at Austin. Kept missing. And it was just downhill. It was all downhill. Like, we never really had the opportunity to work together because I was like, I need to vote for somebody and Austin's here. But we kind of made up.
Well, we'll see, Austin.
For sure, yeah.
Hey,
No,
we'll
definitely. I would say the highlight was probably just the way it all like panned out in the end. Just coming down to like me getting out Ben first, but then something that he said and planting the whole duo seed of me and Jon ended up being the reason that I went out. So I just loved how it all played out, honestly.
Yeah.
It was very poetic.
Yes.
Speaking of the way you went out, Miss Lydia, for future players playing in one of our games, what are things that they need to clue into or look out for, or what tipped you off for advantages in this game? Because you pretty much found or got to try and find all of them.
Yeah. Well, and honestly, really the first one, which I talked about in my exit interview, if y'all watched that, but seeing the different colored text on the instruction doc for this game, I think really primed me for being able to being kind of on the lookout for just like clues. So that little difference in text, so sorry to Luke, because he couldn't have noticed it. But you know, the text was blue that made the little clue in the first for the legacy advantage. So look out for just little changes in really anything that the hosts have. I feel like in their space, in their Zoom names was what the first two idols, they had. Alex had the slide into my DMs, or they both did, and then their names with their capital letters to do the word unscramble. So it's just kind of keeping an eye, and it wasn't, I don't know, I feel like people have been like, oh, I don't have time to really look for those, and I get that, but I feel like it was just a quick like sweep of, every round. I just kind of like looked at both of your little Zoom squares and checked if anything was different, and sometimes it was. And then after all of them, I don't know, I had something to do, either a little like riddle or, saying a phrase or
leaving camera.
Yeah, leaving the camera. That was so fun. And I guess in that respect, like, just go for it. That's, just like, I felt like I was so in the heat of the moment for me. But I just go for it is my advice on that front. But yeah, just keep your peepers peeled in terms of finding clues.
Well, sometimes it takes a lot of skill to find these idols. Other times it takes a lot of skill to make them up. And we did get that moment. We did get our second in DCP history, our second attempt at a fake idol play by Mr. Lee Ferrell. But Lee, say it worked. You got past that round. A big emphasis in the post-merge of this season was the Tugela 4 and their strength on the game, the numbers in the game. Do you think if you survive there, do we see that flipped into a Kirka 4 going through? Even though people, like, we had Ben like saying your name every which way, he was still loyal to you. You very much were a fan of your original tribe. Do we see ultimately you guys in that spot where it's the final 8 and there's 4 Kirka members still in the game?
I mean, I think that first challenge showed that we went through a lot together, and it was never something where we wanted to vote someone out. It was like, if we have to vote someone out, we were fortunate that we never had to vote someone out as our group. But I think, had we reunited at the merge, like my goal was definitely to stick with them, and assuming that was what their plans were. And Ben threw my name out in the beginning, but at the swap was very true to sticking with me and keeping it going. So I never felt like there was any wavering there. I definitely had a couple of targets who I would have smoked my gun at if I had made them. And I think there's one or two of them that I would have fired at first, but it's just it's coulda, woulda, shoulda. I think that there is a world, clearly there's a 50-50 world where I stay in that moment. Thanks, Emily. But it just kind of came back to, it was like, there's only so much you can do leading up to that point, and that's kind of the Hail Mary pass. And I guess I think I underestimated how it almost worked until watching it, but it didn't work. And so it would be interesting to see, but I definitely think there was never a world where I was going to come into the merge and be like, let's target Vee or Lydia or anything like that. I mean, I gave Vee the advantage in the challenge because I wanted her to do well. So I think that spoke enough there.
Yeah.
I mean, what didn't speak enough was you waiting to help Vee, be there for Vee while Vee, her first attempt at not being able to get into the breakout rooms. You make it clear in your confession, like, oh, I was intentionally staying there to try to like build a good rapport. And Vee's just like in her confession. For some reason, Leek kept like staying in the room with me. I don't know what that's about.
Yeah, and I do say that, and there's actually a time after that where I kind of explained to her what was going on, so she knew, like, it was much more blatant when we talked afterwards what was going on there. But I was like, yeah, I can't move either, I can't figure it out, and I'm just sitting there like waiting to click on the leave room button, because I'm like, this is a great time. I think I even did it when we did the I get kidnapped or whatever, because that was just my world for a lot of the game. The same moment happened with Lex. Lex and I are like the last ones in that room before going into the challenge. It's very quick, but I think one of the things that is understated is when you can get any amount of alone time with someone, you capitalize on that, even if it's like very like legit, seeming very logistics. That's still beneficial, or can be beneficial. So
yeah. So Jonathan, as our other person who did not make the merge, we saw that you were great in challenges. What merge challenge do you think that you could have actually won individual immunity for?
For like the rest of the game going forward?
Yeah, now that you've watched what you sadly have missed, what do you think would have been something you could have been like, yeah, I rocked that?
I think the solo cup where you had to stack the dice and the card and the dice and the card.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would have had some good dexterity or like some balance there. I would have really have liked to try the challenge where you guys did like 5 different challenges at once. That was
breakout room.
Yeah, I would have loved to do that one.
Yeah.
Awesome. McKenna, I'm gonna let you do your friend or to wrap us up with the individual questions.
So this is part Emily, part Lex. We saw you were the other rivalry this season, and not for the entire time, but just Emily has now
avoiding the question altogether. I know there was a lot of talk over what would have happened if we got to Final Four and we had a tied vote. Would there be fire making? Would there not be fire making? Would it go to rocks for some weird reason? Who knows? But we did have the fire making challenge, and I think it would be a lot of fun if Jon and Lydia are up for the challenge, seeing as you guys were the ones, if Lydia doesn't talk Sarah into voting her out, we will have had it. Are you guys up for it?
I went and dug up my cups and ping pong balls when I realized that I didn't have them ready. So yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah, I followed the instructions. If Lydia wants to play, I'll play.
Okay. Well, let me go over to here. So, okay, fire making challenge. The fire making challenge was called A Bit Tipsy.
Good luck, Lydia.
Dude, Jon, throw marbles.
Jon, I need you to win this.
I'm trying hard.
Okay,
I mean,
well,
don't put your brakes on, all right, Jon? Take
This
the
one's
brakes
for me.
off.
yeah, the brakes get to be off this time. Okay, well, you good, Lydia?
Yes, 6, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, well, our survivors ready. Let's do it. Let's do fire making. Let's go. Oh, Jon's on a roll.
Lydia, challenge beast.
I love this challenge. It's such a harmless challenge. It can be very
Lydia
quick.
needs one more ping pong ball.
It's neck and neck.
Lydia!
Jon only needs one more. Lydia
No, bro!
wins fire.
Oh, we
Wow.
winner.
Jon,
And my stack just fell on the floor.
Jon, just like many challenges we had this season, the balls have spoken.
Well,
my
luckily there
cats-
was no fire making. Vee, congrats on your win. But now that Emily is back from her computer glitch, I do want to get to Emily and Lex's rivalry, friendship that was rivalry and backstabbing. So, Emily, is there any air you would like to clear on like why chaos and why Lex?
First off, I didn't know we had a rivalry.
Well, Lex was a very bitter juror, so
Me? I would never.
I feel like I'm still mostly proud of the way that went. It was really a difficult position to be put in, to like be the one who has immunity during that, because you have to be the vocal one, because no one else is gonna like put their neck on the line. And so Lydia and I, the round before, had really been talking about Lex, and it to me felt like that was like my in with Lydia, is that we both saw Lex as a threat in the game. And so going for him, to me, felt like an in for her, because he also had her too tight on his line for a long time. So I don't know, Lex, you are a good player, and yes, you are. You little snake, you little.
Girl, it
Thank you.
depends on the game. Let's be real honest right now. You can dig up those archives. Let me just tell you. But no, I'll just say this right now. What Emily did was fucking genius. At the time, did I feel snaked? Absolutely. I was like, what are you? Can we curse?
yes.
What the fuck is this bitch doing? Like, I was like, what the fuck? I was so pissed because I knew I was doing a good social game and I was lying good and I was doing a good time. You know, I thought I did a good job. However, when they got clocked the episode before and not knowing that, girl, my game was done. There was no question, you know. But what she did was effective and it worked, because like you said in your exit interview, Emily, when you're the first person to be vocal about it, there's no question. People kind of just go ahead and go with that flow, and they're just like, okay, there's a name, boom, bada bing. But the problem I had was I was playing so in the middle and trying to make sure I was pleasing everybody, so I couldn't say a name. And it's so frustrating because watching it back, I have two people saying, Lex, what do you want to do? Trying to help me. But I'm like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? Like, I'm trying to make sure I get all the jury votes, and just thinking jury management, I was shocked. And it takes a lot to make me speechless. So Emily, kudos to you. That's the gameplay of the season, making my mouth shut up. So good job, Emily. Good job.
Thank you, Lex.
Before we get to the main event, what everyone's waiting for with our reunions, I also just want to give a shout out to our recaps, because with our recaps each season, we have our members as well as the audience vote for MVPs throughout the season. One thing I want to highlight is all the girls cracked the top 5. So just like in our actual game, all the women slaying in the MVP votes, it did come between Emily and Lydia did squeak it out to become the MVP of Trinity Falls.
I like to call the MST VP.
I like it. Thank you. Also, thanks for the votes and points to the recap people. It means a lot.
Yes. I mean, who knows what would have happened if things went to fire, but we are going to the blooper reel. Alrighty.
I've been waiting for this.
Buddy, you can't be in here.
Oh,
You
that a
want to say
dog?
hi real quick? Come here. This is hi. This is Adam. This is my son.
Hi,
buddy. All right, now go find mommy.
We'll take
All right,
it.
anything else you want to say?
If you have an advantage, I would like it.
I don't.
Okay,
But
worth a shot.
Worth a shot.
No, I know. I was gonna joke that it's like a girls and gays thing, but I think that's most of the cast.
I was gonna say it's a very gay cast. That's true.
I just got told to come to the beach, and I'll be
Let's
real.
go to the beach.
My tan, I need to do it.
Oh, I mean, can you? Yeah.
Yeah, white boy over here.
Give me the idol, Kyle.
Got nothing for you. That's crazy. So maybe we could take time to get to know each other a little bit more now that we.
Well, I was trying to pitch to her that me, you, and her vote Sarah, and then John.
I'll
doesn't-
do it. Are you fucking kidding me? Whoever pulled her, I'm mad at you. And you get to see it in the recording. At least McKenna does.
Cool. Thanks. Yeah, that's great.
But yeah, you were like,
Kylie and Erik, will you give us like a joint idol right now?
Yoo-hoo!
legacy advantage.
Hi guys.
Hey, Emily.
Can I have an idol?
I wish.
If only.
This is bad.
Well, chivalry ain't dead, it looks like.
Oh, hold on,
All
Austin.
Hi.
Crash and tribal.
You can stay if you want.
You're getting nothing from me.
Yeah.
Wait, is this the
stay
twist
up?
where we get a new tribe member right at tribal council?
Yep,
No.
that's it. You got it.
Gotta figure out a setup for this one.
Hey,
Hey, I gotta figure out if I can suck or blow better real quick.
Hey. Luke, you said you're 40. I figured you'd know by now.
Wow. Wow, Emily.
That was a great response.
Thank you.
Just for that, I think I'm gonna blow. Good. I mean, I had all the stuff in my throat when I was sucking in the game there, and I'm like, where'd this come from? Because like I had practiced it multiple times, had no problem with the ping pong balls, and all of a sudden I'm doing the challenge, and there was like stuff in my throat, and I'm like, this is awkward. But I was like, gurgle. This is for $0, and so I was like, I gotta just, push it and get those balls in and suck it like I've never sucked before. So.
Unless Jonathan, what do you feel comfortable with?
I could do either or, whatever you guys are comfortable with. I could suck and blow.
So the challenge today, I know I did pretty fucking good. I sucked the balls like I did in my personal life, and guess what? I did it in less than a minute. My tribe, what the fuck?
Here we are. Give me the idol. Give me and Jonathan an idol.
Because I haven't done anything in challenges.
But we shall see what happens on this new tribe where I'm the only fucking green.
Okay, and then.
Sorry, John, I curse a lot.
No, it's okay, Lex. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
McKenna's the one who's going to get mad about it when she has to beep it out, so it's not my fault.
Oh no!
I don't care.
Sorry, McKenna.
So you guys win the challenge.
We do.
And you are presented with a twist where you have to kidnap someone from the other tribe. Tell me what you thought about that.
So our tribe won the challenge, which was fucking incredible.
Okay.
Right in the middle of a bite.
That's on you. You'd never eat during tribal. Come on.
We're gonna have to wait a second.
Look, we got
Take
something
your
for the
time.
blooper now. McKenna can't read the votes. She's too busy eating.
Yeah, because I'm a hungry girl, all right?
You don't see me eating at all.
All right. How many beeps did you have in your last confessional?
Oh God.
Okay. Anything else you want to provide?
If you have an advantage, I would like it.
I do not.
Okay, thought I'd try.
Thank you for doing that. Go ahead and head on back.
Okay.
What are you recording? No one's following me.
How are we supposed to know that?
Nosies. You're just recording me drinking water.
Yes.
I just choked on it, trying to be sexy.
Okay. Wish me luck. I'll try to fill you in before we go.
Okay, great. I'm so lost. This is messy. My head is spinning. I need a long walk on the beach. I'm so glad I have immunity. I'm just talking to myself. I literally see.
Is there an idol under the shelter? May I please have an idol?
It's me.
McKenna,
Hi. Hi.
welcome to our shelter.
How is it? It feels like nice and cozy?
It's very nice and cozy. Kylie and I have been working on it all day.
I actually only picked this room because I saw only 3 hosts, and I said maybe there's like some kind of riddle that I can get something. Anyone want to give me something?
Oop.
Got nothing for it.
Oh.
Well, then I'm finding cooler people to hang out with.
Okay, I was supposed to meet my date here, and oh, there he is.
I couldn't find which room you went to. We didn't say which room to go.
Just because I'm cute doesn't mean like I'm a good ally. Look, this is something I noticed during the cup and the ping pong ball challenge.
Yeah.
You have the body of Mrs. Incredible.
Oh, congratulations on that win, by the way.
Thanks, you too, Ben. Yes, I have a very I'm very top heavy. No, bottom heavy. I'm very bottom heavy.
Vee, Sarah, Lydia, Lex, Lo, Austin. I vote for anybody but Jon. Yeah, the game I'm in love with. Such is the life. I have to pee.
Hi.
Hi, Jon. I think Jon is so cute. I think I played another mini with him before, and I'm just like constantly seeing this man's face over Zoom, and I'm like, he's kind of cute. He's kind of cute. So if I get the chance, I might, just to cause chaos, like switch to his alliance just for fun.
I'm so fucked.
Yeah, you guys provided a lot of entertainment that we could use in episodes and a lot of stuff that we did not. So we just decided to show you a little bit of what was there.
Oh, y'all were fantastic. Like I said it at the end when we stopped recording at the finale, but like this season was fantastic because of you guys. Like, as much as we can prep and make challenges, get an idea of what we want to do, ultimately it's up to the cast in order to create the season, which, like, I don't think it's a hot take when I say it for myself, and I'm selfish because I hosted it. This was my favorite mini that we've done so far, and it's all a thanks to you all. So, like, that's like, I'm gonna give you guys like a round of applause for all of you.
You give yourselves a round of applause. You guys did so well this season.
But with that does officially conclude Trinity Falls. This is now going to be in our off season, but stay tuned because you never know what's going to be around the corner with us. We have some ideas up our sleeves, and we can't wait to show it to all of you. But in the meantime, remember to follow us on all of our social media that you'll see at the end of this video, as well as like the video, press subscribe, and press that bell for all notifications so you know when all of our new DCP content drops. We are Dynamic Character Productions. This has been Trinity Falls, and we'll see you next time.